Hi there folks, it's Matt Haston with this week's Property Market Pulse. I'm going to start with the auction clearance rate here in Sydney last Saturday, sitting at 77%. Now that was 763 properties that were listed to go under the hammer, so that's a pretty good volume. When I look at the corresponding weekend in November 2018, there were 711 properties that went under the hammer for an auction clearance rate at 46%. It's been a remarkable 12-month turnaround for the property market, there is no doubt about it. Now the Inner West, one of the best performing regions in Sydney, the auction clearance rate last Saturday sitting at 87%. We also know through data that property prices here in Sydney have increased by 2% by the middle of November, so no doubt prices are now accelerating as we close out the year. Another thing which is accelerating is the number of new buyers that are entering the market as we close out the year. It's quite interesting with listings now declining as we move towards Christmas. The number of new buyers entering the market is actually increasing. Even speaking with buyers last Saturday at our open home inspections, many had just started their search and were getting a sense of value but had identified purchasing a property in the first quarter of next year. So what that means to us, 2019 is going to finish on a high, but 2020 it looks like it's going to start with some good pace as well. Speaking of Inner West being one of the strongest performing regions, Domain released this data during the week showing that house prices here in the Inner West are at the leading edge of price growth, up by 10.7% over the last 6 months. But it's next year, the 2020 price predictions that I'm particularly interested in this review, and SQM Research released their property boom or bust report looking at next year's prices, and there's 4 case scenarios. So let's look at the base case scenario to start here. If everything remains in the status quo with interest rates, no APRA intervention, they're suggesting property prices could increase by 10 to 14% next year. However, if interest rates decline to 0.5%, there's no APRA intervention, and the economy remains relatively stable, they're suggesting that prices could surge forward by 12 to 17%, which is absolutely staggering. At the worst case scenario, if the economy completely collapses and we even look at things like quantitative easing, they're suggesting there will be flatline growth, maybe up to 4% growth in 2020. So it's these type of reports which buyers are reading, and it's certainly contributing to why there's so much energy and enthusiasm and a bit of urgency to secure a property at the present time. Now that leads us into this weekend, folks, where we've got some amazing properties open for inspection, a huge amount going under the hammer at auction as well, and our entire team looks forward to seeing you out and about. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.